This brother Kapaya Ayash back with a quick little lesson. I'd like to start off by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah Kodash, and double honor to the men of Great Millstone that's out there on the highway and byway, pushing this truth day in and day out, also pushing this truth over the worldwide internet, reaching for the elect to put them out of a 2/3 state of mind so that we can be beamed up on those chairs of salvation to live in the kingdom under King David and the supreme King Yahweh Shah, which he has the title and command and authority and rulership over heaven and earth. The title was given to Yahweh Shah by his father Yahweh. Also, I'm not a member of GMS, but I believe GMS has the 100% truth of the Bible to the Akim and Akwa, which are the men and women that are listening, learn to continue to pray for more faith, repent, and fast, and keep the laws and commandments to the best of your ability. As it states in John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandment. Also, Ecclesiastes 12:13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. Now, what you're about to see is an example of a harlot, or as they say today, 304. And, every generation, our people get worse and worse and worse. For the first time, and I believe in rodeo history here in Houston, they needed a dress code due on behalf of our women, mainly, Eve, the so-called black woman. Now, you have some Hispanic women, they just right next to Eve, and not dressing modest, being 304. That's in all races of women. But when it come down, as they say, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We ain't black, but we are dark-skinned race of people. So, the Heavenly Father know our women and men. But it just, these women of ours, they start not to care. They starting to do as they please, do as they want. There's no hedge of protection, guiding a lot of our women, to be, ladies, to be that Proverb 31 woman. So I'm gonna play this video here, and it says, honest from the ladies. Check this out.
People might not come clean and say this, but I'm actually a dog ass bitch. Like, I would stay far the fuck away from you because I just don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm just a dog ass bitch. I can't help it. I just miss my grandma for it.
You like that? Fellas, it's all women. Let's not focus on just one group. Let's get to these comments. Don't let me get bored. 25,000 likes. And yes, I cry when I get...
Salaki, hold on, give me 1 second.
17,000 likes. No, for real, I'm low-key trifling. 11,000 likes. At times, I don't care about anyone but me deep down. I'm a YN at heart, and I play innocent too. And I have a dad, so that can't be it. Listen, I'm traumatized, that's all. I can be tender and still cheat. I don't know, I just can't help it. And I'm evil. I lie, I cheat, I steal. It's so many of us, OMG. Maybe it's all jokes, fellas. Maybe it's all satire, you know what I'm saying? You never know. I wouldn't love a girl, regret it so bad. I'm just saying, gotta be entertained at all times, or else. I get it from my dad. He cheated on every woman he's been with. We just getting started, stay with me. It's like I'm addicted to it. Literally, I'm so tired of hiding it. Like, I'm sorry, once I get bored, turn into a whole different person. I miss my grandma, got it. Taught me the game, now I'm running it worse. I'm honestly traumatized. Since Mandela died, I've never been the same. I just found out last week my husband was speaking to and got fellatio from a female. I'm not taking him back. Meanwhile, I cheated on him during the marriage and before. I gave my life to God, but yeah. I just shut up when my man called me that. Real. Both grandmas are alive. Yo, these comments insane, dog. I pray for y'all. And I be crying boo-hoo tears. Nah, for real. Me and my man locked in now. But at a point, I started to worry, like, am I going to get better? The answer is the right man will make you stop. This is a challenge. That first step to be acceptance, man. I STG, wow. And get mad if I find out he moving worse than me. Me, and I don't know where it came from. I live in a 2-parent household in the suburbs, but I'm an awful human being the way I be moving. This is exactly why all my exes got me blocked. I get bored. I blame it on my dad. I was a dog before my great grandma and grandma just died within 3 months of each other. I am a horror story now. Real. Yeah. We almost done, fellas. Only when I like you, though. I don't know. And the worst part is I gaslight so bad and get upset when they don't think I'm innocent. Shaking my head. I cry for the dudes I don't even like and then ghost when they get clingy. I know my girl like this. Me too. Girl, I'm changing. And I have a dad. I miss my grandma, it's so me. Heavy on I miss my grandma for real. Almost done. You're not wrong, queen. Oh, mama, grandma. I'm just a lover girl. And everybody needs love too. Last one. I just love the game. I'm a player, I can't help it. I've been trying to tell people, I really do miss her. I hope you enjoyed these comments as much as I did. Y'all know what it is out here, man. Like, follow, comment, share. It's more coming, man. Choose up out here.
And there you have it. There you have it. I mean, it was a lot said right there. A whole lot said from a
lot of people might not
from a lot of female, and it stretched forth from adultery, wicked, just being evil, being no demon time. Let's see what else I heard in that. They blame their dad for shit that they can't control. For as my dad cheated, so I got it from my dad. See, it's that not taking accountability for your own action, and you blaming your dad because your dad did it, but you miss your grandmom. But your grandmom ain't taught you how to be no fucking woman. Your grandmom didn't teach you Titus 2, 3 and 4. Let's go there. That'd be my first lock it. Let's go to cause this sad. It really is. When shit go bad with a child, they always say, where the father at? And then you got these women here where I blame my dad because I can't control myself. I'm addicted to you know what. But give praise and honor to grandma. I miss her. And then you have a simp in there, grandma. You always got some beta males, in there that, raised up by their mama, and all they knew was mama, auntie, and grandma, and and they emotional, no good simp, just weak men. Now I'm not saying just because you love your mama, you weak or anything like that, but the deal is, if you never had a man to strengthen you, to guide you, you never seen your father, you never experienced how a man move in the house, you missed out. And a lot of the time, you can blame that on your mama and the system. Because most of these women do not want to be ruled over. You can, what is it, Genesis 3 and 16. You hear that in some of these women, and some of these marriage vows. A woman shall desire a husband, and he shall rule over her. Another one, Ecclesiastes 36 and 14 or 16, where it said, A man that getteth a wife, he get a possession. He own her. See, they don't believe in that. So by them don't want to be ruled over, they want to be 50-50. They want to bump head with the man. Guess what the man gonna do? Since he have no power, because Esau, you know, is ruling right there with her. She can call the police and have him up out the house. And there, I guarantee you, that's how most relationships, most marriages go down the drain, because a woman wants to be respected and honored like a man. Now, we're going to respect you. We're going to honor you in your way. But the deal is, you follow the man. You go by what the man say. You honor him. You do what he tell you to do. Now, we're going to love you and respect you, stuff like that. But you got to have a leader in that marriage. You can't have two kings and they always bumping head, and then this king here have the weapon, which is Esau. They got the power to come in your house and put cuffs on you and take you out, to the jail, and you lose out on everything. No, a lot of guys, they will leave, and that's the right thing to fucking do. And then she got the power to go through the system and just drag you through the system. And a lot of guys are not putting up with that, and they just leave, and they try their best to fight, against the woman through the system, but the system favored the woman. But anyway, these women are not teaching these young girls how not to be a harlot, how not to be on demon time, how not to, disrespect, your husband. Prime example, how not to disrespect your father. He your first man. So it says here, Titus 2:3, the age woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers. Quit blaming your father for your downfalls. Quit making up stuff, lying on people, not giving too much wine. Those women at the rodeo, they was loose. From what I've seen, they was loose. Now, I wasn't there. Last time I've been to the rodeo had been over 10 years or more. So I wouldn't know. Not giving too much wine, teachers of good things. Good things. Not going to get a BBL. Teaching the women not to fight men in the street. Teaching the women how to be a Proverbs woman, that's the good thing. 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober. Again, not to be staggering in the street with your beer or whatever you got, your Patron or whatever in your hand, drinking and lollygagging in the street or whatever. That's a bad look. That's how a lot of women get snatched up and be in somebody, basement for 10, 15 years. Or in some cases, never to be found. To love their husband. It wouldn't be no divorce if women love their husband. Because you belong to him. And a man, won't let you go. If you be submissive, he won't let you go. You belong to him. Only way he'll let you go if you try to kill him. Trying to poison his food or whatever. He catch you in the act. Yeah, I go ahead and put you away for that too. And it says here, to love their children. You got You got some of these women, they'll leave their children just to go to the rodeo, just go to rodeo and leave their children alone. 3 or 4 children at the house, the oldest one is 6 years old. And you just ran across, some man that's willing to spend money on you at the rodeo and get you out the house. You'll go ahead and put little dink dink at 6 years old in charge over a 4 and 2 year old. Oh yeah, it happens. 5, to be discreet, chase, keepers at home, discreet, private, chase, not having not having multiple affairs on your husband, being adulteress, you know. So, the only affair you supposed to have is your husband. Keepers at home. These women here, they want to gag abroad. They want to get out. They want to travel by themselves, you know. And some women will have an issue with that. Listen, let me tell you this right here. There's a lot of hungry men out here in this world, and every man, you know, that respect you is not going to be able to protect you when you go in places by yourself. You might go into a place where there's there's more of wicked men out there that will harm you more than there's, a good man that will protect you. You see what I'm saying? So, that's why it's meant for a woman to be with a man when she out. She need, someone with her to protect her. But, keep on doing what you're doing. Eventually, one day it might happen to you. And then you say, well, Kapaya Yash, brought it to my attention, but I didn't want to take heed and tell you, in somebody's basement, and you drinking out of a dog bowl and eating eating the crackers and cheese. It says here, good, obedient to their own husband, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. So, these women are not teaching these girls how to be women. They teaching these pretty much TV, social media. These women that think they have it all together about how to deal with a man, due to how Esau portrayed, like so, over TV, over the internet, social media, whatever. All this stuff here is approved by Esau on how to deal with a man, and these women, they run along with it, and they not going scripture of how to treat a man. But anyway, and also vice versa, a lot of men don't know how to treat a woman. But anyway, let's go to this here. And a lot of these women on that comment, listen, I can read between the lines. Some of that stuff that they were saying, that they can't get enough. One woman cheated on her husband during the marriage and before. This is a prime example of a woman, wipe her mouth and think that she did nothing wrong. No guilt. Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of adulterous woman. She eat and wipe her mouth and say, I have done no wickedness. Let's go to what is it? And this what it is with our women. Our women are straight harlots, and I'm gonna say over 90%, because I don't know how many women that been with only one man. And I'm gonna say this here, and this is from my mama, my auntie, my grandmother. I'm sure my grandmother had another guy before she met my grandfather to have you have my father on both sides. It said, therefore, thus says the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. So, a bunch of our women are harlot, and this not to, throw shade, not shade, but to put women down. No, because you did not know. You thought, well, he doing it, well, I'm gonna do it. No, it doesn't go that way. It's not designed for you to be that way. Even Yahweh Shah told his lady, that you got 5 husbands, and one of them you have now is not yours. So pretty much, he telling her that, that you breaking the law with having multiple husbands. That's not a good look. And y'all know innately, because y'all wired to get offended when a guy asks you how many men you been with. And it's gotten so bad in this generation. See, mine and my generation and down, when you ask a girl how many guys, that you've been with or whatever, some of these women will feel, offended. But now these girls, they don't. They'll tell you, yeah, I've been with a whole lot. They probably won't give you the exact number, but they've been around. A whole lot of them been around. Again, therefore, thus says the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. And that's just what it is. Because Esau, with his wickedness, our people have fell in love with the freedom that, for freedom to do sin. Because that's what he want anyway. Because he know that long we in sin, he got a strong hold over us. And a lot of these nations know that. And that's, I think, in Judas 7 and, let's see. Yeah, here it is right here. You can read the whole thing, but I'm gonna go straight to the point. Let me see, hold on. Let me make sure. No, it's Judah 5. The point is in 20 right here. Judah 5 and 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, committing sin, whatever, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them. So, Esau, he's going to let our people be wicked. He know who we are. So he's gonna let our women be whores. He's gonna let our men be, adulterers, be gangsters, you know, just, pretty much just committing, just being elated in sin. And he liked that, you know. So he'll tell our women, go out there and just like a man, he's sowing his wild oats. Y'all women, y'all go out there and I guess what, give your eggs away to any guy, that want to, well, open your legs up to any guy that want to enter in, Let's go to this will be my last one. I didn't mean to make it this long. I'm trying my best to make it short, but I running my mouth. Second Esdras, hold on, that's not it. Ecclesiasticus 20:26, and like I said, and also a lot of these women here, they are not. Let me just read this here. They're not shameless. We're gonna. I want to read. I'm gonna read 22 all the way down to 25. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. You know, a harlot, you can't trust her. You know, she might put some in your food. She might bring somebody in your house. You know, to hurt you, unalive you, whatever. You know, 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. Yeah, a lot of you wicked niggas, you end up with these wicked women. But a godly woman is given to him that fear the Lord. A dishonest woman contempt shame. And these women here, they ain't shame about what they doing. You know, some of them are because they, you know, you can read in between lines. Some of them didn't go in detail, but you know what they saying. You know, but most of them, they ain't shame. But an honest woman will reveal her husband, you know, reverence her husband, you know, respect, honor him. A shameless woman will be counted as a, you know what, bitch, female dog. But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. She ain't going to, you know, go behind your back and deal with, you know, the guy downstairs. You know, he come knocking at your door, wanting a cup of sugar, and that cup of sugar is your woman. He just checking to see you there. So let me go and read it here. Ecclesiastes 26:12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Now you got to put on your what's that song by Marvin Gaye? Sexual healing. You got to put on your sexual healing cap. You got to read in between the lines. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he found a fountain. So, you know, even though it said he, you know, he's that traveler, you know, when he been out in the, you know, on the road or out in the desert or wilderness, whatever, when he see that fountain, he gonna open his mouth and drink to every fountain there is. So, you know, it's really is talking about her, but giving you an example of a thirsty traveler. So it says again, when she opened her mouth as a thirsty traveler, when he found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge is like, you know, like a point, or you sit like on a bench, and you sit on the pointed part of the bench. You know that hedge. It says here, by every hedge where she sit down, and that's where, you know, you can pretty much, you know, open your legs all the way up. But when you sit on the bench the long way, you know, well, let me just continue on. Well, you know, you sitting on the edge of the bench. But anyway, while she sit down and open her quiver, the quiver represent her vajayjay. Against every arrow represents, you know, the male rod. So these women here, you know, they opening up for every, you know, Dick, Tom and Harry, you know, for little for nothing, you know, just giving away for free, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. And hey, this is what we have on this side, but in the kingdom, you know, we ain't gonna have, you know, women like this. You know, and you women, you're not gonna have wicked men, you know, that's you know, that's beating on you and getting you pregnant, not taking care of your children, and, you know, not treating you right. So I'm gonna leave it right there. And this is, like I said, this is by GMS North Carolina. From the horse's mouth, feet fails. Shalom.